So in this session, we are going to talk about the count function and the order by clause in SQL. So we will get started with the count function. So first of all, why do we use the count function? So we use the count function to count the number of rows in a particular table. If you have a look at the table that we are using, it is a very small table which has got just 50 rows. But when you work in any organization, the number of rows would be much higher. It can have, the tables can have like thousands and lakhs and millions of rows, right? So that's a huge data, and we want to find the rows for a particular table or a column, right? So in that scenario, we will be using the count function. Now how do we exactly use this? So let's just say that I want to count the number of rows for the employees table. Then how can I do that? So the syntax for that is select count, and in the bracket I need to mention star from employees. Okay, and the moment I run this command, what I'm expecting is that I will get a count of the number of rows for this particular table. So I have mentioned star, that means all the columns are considered. Okay, so I'll just run this, and as expected we have got the count as 50. Okay, now let's just say that instead of the entire table I want to know the count for a specific column. So let's just say that I want to know the count of rows for the department column. So I already know that the department column also has got 50 rows only, but let's just say that I want to know the count for department. So what I'll do, instead of star I will use department, and now if I run the query again, I should get the same count, that is 50, and as expected I'm getting the same count. So let's just say that I want to analyze my data one step further, and I want to know the distinct values in the department column. Okay, then how do I do that? So in that case, what I need to do is I will use the exact same query. The only difference is that instead of department I'll just say that distinct department. So what will happen is, the moment I use this distinct keyword and if I run this query, then I should be able to get the count for the distinct department. So let's just see if that really happens. So the moment I run this, I'm getting 5 as a count. That means there are total 5 different departments in this particular tables. Okay, so I hope you are clear until this point. Now let's just say that at this point of time, if we see the data is not sorted properly, so let's just say that I want to sort this data. So when I say sorted, that means I want all the first names in the alphabetical order. Okay, so then how can I do that? So in order to achieve this, I can use the order by feature. So how do I create a query for that? So first thing that I will do is I'll say that select star from employees. So we all know that this will give us the total employees. Okay, but what column I want to use for the sorting? So I want to use the first name as a column. So what I'll do, I'll select first name as the column that I want to use for the sorting. Now either you can sort this in ascending way or descending way. Let's just say that I want to first of all sort this in ascending way, so I'll use ASC. Okay, that is for ascending. Now if I run this, I should be able to get the entire table, but that should be sorted alphabetically. Let's just see if that really happens. So the moment I run this, I can see that this time around the data is filtered alphabetically. Okay, now let's say that I want to filter the data, or let's say I want to sort the data but not in ascending order but in the descending order. So in that case I will use the keyword as descending, that is DESC, and then I will run this command, and after I run this query I should be able to, it should be starting with the reverse order. So I'll just click this, and now as we can see, the first values are Vivek, Vishal. So that means as expected we have got the outcome that is in the reverse alphabetical order. Okay, so I hope you have understood this. Okay, and as I always say, I am sharing the data set, so please practice it. Okay, thank you so much.